Hi, Spencer. How are you?
Good to see you, Kerem. I'm good.
You seem good and healthy.
I'm glad I look healthy. You seem good and healthy as well.
Thank you.
I copied the questions you sent me earlier, and so I'll post them here so we can refer to them.
Okay, let me open.
Oh, it's just that I just copied them down. They're just written. It's more for my reference than yours because I assume you know the questions. But yeah, I needed to write them down somewhere. So yeah, how are you?
Okay.
How has your, I guess, last 3 weeks been?
I'm studying. I have been studying English and try to study also for a job interview, and that's why I'm asking you such kind of questions. And life goes well. Spend time with my baby son, and we are under curfew weekends and spend time in our house.
And
That's
so
all.
the last thing, and you can't leave the house.
Yes, we stay in house, especially at the weekends, because at the weekends there are curfew, and because of coronavirus, so we spend so much time at home.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Same here. I haven't left the house much except to barbecue. I have been able to barbecue a bit, which is nice. I have to mow the lawn tomorrow because it's been raining a lot, but I haven't wanted to go outside to mow the lawn when it's raining. Or actually, no, not tomorrow. Saturday, I have to mow the lawn because it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. It's rain today, rain tomorrow, sun Saturday, then rain Sunday, rain Monday, rain Tuesday. That's spring. Canadian spring is, though it's like a month delayed. Usually it's April showers bring May flowers, but in April, we just had very cold April, and now in May, we're getting all of the rain that we should have had in April. So it's been a weird spring for us.
For us, last 3-4 days have been so hot, like May, like summer, at the end of spring and the beginning of summer. But before 4 or 5 days ago, it was so cold and rainy and not like an April. It was like March. So it's transpassed very quick.
Yeah, it's funny how like here it's so cold, it's colder than normal, but then in Turkey it's hotter than normal from the sounds of it. So it's
okay. Let's discuss about the sentences.
The first sentence makes sense. The first sentence sounds like an interview question. Is this an interview question that you were given?
Yes. Yes, it is one of the important interview questions I found on internet, and in a possibility, I will face.
Yeah, so you want to know how to answer it?
But why I ask these questions to you? Because there is a misunderstanding. When I read this question at first, actually not read, I heard about it from a YouTube video, I realized that, let me repeat the sentence first. Tell me about the time when you pushed back against a decision that negatively impacted your team. At first sight, I understood that I am pushing back a decision of my team, against my team. But then, read again, after I wrote down this sentence on a paper and started to study about it, I realized that the meaning wasn't like that. The meaning is I am pushing a decision which has a possibility to affect my team negatively. So I'm going to defend my team, not against my team.
It's supposed to be, it's kind of asking about a time you stepped up to authority and basically supported your team.
To defend my team, protect my team.
Which is, kind of, it's specific, but also general, I guess. The tricky thing with that is that obviously it's kind of testing to see, oh, are you good at teamwork? Have you had to work as a team before? So the tricky thing is if you can't think of an example, they may take that as, oh, you've never worked in a team before. So it's like, well, no, but maybe that kind of decision, I haven't had to be the one to step up, right? So have you thought about how you would answer that question?
Yes, actually, I have few ideas about the question, some past stories, and pushed the decision of the board of my company. But at the end of discussion, I had to follow their orders. I had to commit the final decision. And this is the most important thing. I defend my idea, I fight for it. But at the end, if I couldn't convince the authority, I need to convince my team to follow the rules, follow the decision of the
That sounds like a good answer. I'm sure that whoever's interviewing you is like, yes, respects authority, good. Like, they probably want that from an employee.
Yes. Of course, I have a story at the background, the subject, the situation, what I did, and how I explained to my team, and the result, how my team reacted, and how we obey the rules, how we commit.
Do you want to practice telling me that story, or too long?
No need. No need to do this because I will keep it for the interview. But maybe after I pass the interview, if I had a good result, next time when we talk together, when we speak together, I can share with you my background story.
So when is this interview?
Next week.
Well, good luck. I'll wish you good luck in advance for that. Now the second.
Thank you. I need.
You got my good wishes. So what about the second?
Okay. Yeah. The second one is not interview. Second one is a sentence while just came into my mind while I was sleeping and waked up and thought about it. Why it is confusing? Because of the link of the word, the proposition to. I will help you to understand everything in short time. I will help you to understand. This to is, of course, in order to. And when I try to translate the meaning, there is a wrong something in the sentence, because the help is helping someone, and if I want someone to understand something in short time, I think I should have used this sentence like that. I will help you to make you understand. Because when I say I will help you to understand, who understands? I or you?
Well, yeah, you can actually even just say I will help you understand. You don't have to say to. You can be like, or you can be like,
I will help you understand. I will help you understand, but who is going to understand? Me or the person?
So you're saying I'll help you understand, right? So that it's pretty clear. And you can set a to is kind of optional there. I'll help you to understand. As the listener, I would understand you mean, oh, yeah, you want me to understand.
Okay, but with the same structure, let's check the second sentence. I will ask you to understand, or I will ask you understand everything in short time. Who is going
Well,
to
yeah,
understand?
this one is just a bit, this sentence doesn't really work in general. The second sentence, now when you mean ask, what do you mean by ask you to understand? Are you mean like you're going to test someone's understanding?
Ask questions. Ask about something to understand.
So are you testing their understanding, or are you just asking, are you asking you, please understand?
No, please inform me because I would like to understand the definition, the detail. In the second sentence, I am trying to understand something with the help
okay.
of
So yeah,
someone.
you need to change that first, the second one then. The second one you say.
Yes, because I'm using the verb ask. I am asking you something.
So you should start by saying, please help me.
Yes, to understand something.
Understand what you mean, you can say. Yeah, please help me to understand what you mean, is probably what you could say.
So I'm going to understand.
Yeah, because you're saying me. Please help me understand.
First sentence, yes, but first sentence, I think there is a confusion.
Well, yeah, you can shorten it if anything. The first one means like, I'll help you understand. And in a short time, yeah, I'll help you understand quickly. But I will help you to understand everything. I mean, there's extra words, but basically.
Oh, don't think about you.
I will help you understand.
Okay. I will help you understand. I will help you understand. Okay, the question, who is going to understand? The person.
The reason it makes sense is because the first, you've got subject and verb. So yeah, subject and verb. I will help, right? So I will help. But help requires, to help, you always have to help someone else. So help implies that there's going to be a direct object. So you is implied as the object. Help you understand. Help you walk. Help you eat. Help you speak. The implication is that I am helping you to do that other thing.
So it's not related to the structure. It's related to verb.
Help partially, yeah. And because help implies that there is an object that you are helping. So yeah. To help, if I say help you, then
okay. Let's make it more complicated. Okay, right. I will read with you to understand better. Okay, who is going to understand better? Me.
So this is where you would want to say, if you want it to be the other person, you would say, to help you understand better, right? So then again, you use help can help us figure out, oh, you're talking about the other person, to help you understand.
I will read with you.
So there's two ways you can do it. If I wanted to make it about myself understand, I would say, I will read with you so I can understand better. That's how we would say for I want to understand. For you, I would say, I will read with you to help, or so you can understand.
To make you understand.
This is so you have to add in. You have to basically add in you again.
Okay. But isn't
it is a bit tricky? Yeah. English doesn't have English has difficulty with clauses like that, knowing which verbs we can use to help figure out direct objects for subject matches. And yeah, those are good examples of where it can be tricky to know, without the right particle words, who is the subject of a verb that we use. But yeah, so hopefully that helped explain how you can fix that. It's, yeah, so I read with you so you can understand, so I can understand. So yeah, so there implies this is why, how we're, why we're doing the first thing, and then that helps link the understanding to the subject that you want, or the other object, the indirect object. So yeah, because you have subject and object. So the subject is that first one, the I, and then the object is who they are interacting with. In this case, either I will read with you so you can understand versus I will read with you so I can understand. But yeah, some things are implied. Like my
idea, of course, it's your native language. I'm a foreigner. My idea in this sentence, I will read with you to understand better, means I will read with you and it will help me to understand better. If I want the person understand better, I should create the sentence like that. I will read with you to make you understand, or to
that
help
would work
you
as well.
To add something.
Yeah, the original sentence, I will read with you to understand better. Yeah, you're right in that probably the assumption is you're talking about myself.
I'm going to understand.
I will read with you to understand better. It's still improperly written. You're right that it's unclear. So grammatically, you should include something like, I will read with you so I can help understand, or to help me understand, to improve my understanding. Or like, as you say, I will read with you to make you understand, to help you understand. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to add another verb or another particle and verb to make it a little clearer as to who the subject is. So yeah, you have to basically restate the subject for understand. So yeah, but good. Yeah, those are the key things.
Thank you for.
Hopefully, I explained it well. A lot of it is, naturally the good, with the first language, grammar rules that are natural to me can be hard to explain. This is a hard.
And also sometimes I confuse some vocabulary while especially writing something. For example, organize with S and organize with Z.
Yeah, that can, I think both work actually though. Let me double check. Organize.
But not the same
meaning. It's the same word. Same word.
I think, as I know, common. Organize with
S. Yeah, the Z is actually just more common in North America. The S is more common outside of North America. But it's the same word.
I thought it's the difference between British English and American English. But when I check some dictionaries, maybe I'm wrong, but I understand that organize with S is noun. It's related to organization. But organize with Z is verb. To organize something.
I'm not seeing anything that suggests that they are different verbs or different words. It's mostly just a difference in spelling of British English versus American English, Western English. So, and that's why it's tricky, especially for a Canadian, because Canadian, we are influenced by American and by British. So normally our words are British spelling. So another classic one is like color. Color in American is that?
Yes, I know.
Favorite.
And color.
That's another one.
Yes, I know.
Flavor. Yeah, exactly. Or labor. Yeah, labor. So.
Or molding as an engineer, I know. And molding.
No, I wonder. Yeah, molding versus molding. Yeah, and that's another one where it might actually be the same in Canada for America versus British, but Canada is influenced a lot by both America and Britain. So we have like an identity crisis when it comes to some of our spelling. But yeah, so organize, as far as I can see from Google, is the same word, just different spelling, regional spelling difference. But yeah,
okay.
Otherwise you shouldn't worry about one being a verb versus one being like a noun, like organization.
The main problem is when I use a text editor like Microsoft Word, and when I write something and it's check the spelling and put a red line, underline to a word, and I'm confused. I'm sure it should be true, but why were underlined it? I checked dictionaries, look, and what it suggested, and then realized that just the difference between British.
That's the thing. Microsoft Word, Microsoft's an American company, so it uses the.
You can change the language section.
So actually,
language options.
Canadian.
But you cannot.
Exactly. It's got to be one or the other. So I use now. And what's interesting for me is, I have to use Canadian spelling most of the time. But like then again, when I'm teaching Chinese children, the company wants us to teach American spelling. So I always have to turn off my Canadian spelling and remember what American spelling is for words like color. So it's tricky. I have to know both off the top of my head. So it's annoying.
And nowadays, I just started to use an application to check grammar mistakes on what you try to write. And I realized that I generally forgot to use the. For the special thing. So many times. Even each paragraph.
Yeah, that's actually a really important grammar element for knowing, because especially if you're talking about something specific, then you have to use the versus a or an as well. And it's good you need to remember those words as well. So yeah.
And also I realized that when I read something, no one using past perfect.
Yep. And
no one.
Yeah.
But I used a lot because I'm using so long sentences.
And that's the reason why people don't use it.
Something is in the past and something is in more past. I don't know, how can I describe? So I always use past perfect, but when I read some articles, I never see someone use.
Yeah, it's a very specific tense, right? Because it has to be. You only use it when you're talking about something that happened in the past and has an arbitrary period of time up until now. So we can say since, right? Since this, we have seen blah 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 blah. Right, that's the only time where we use past perfect with something that has happened since some other time. But usually,
I generally use the past perfect to put order the incidents. If there's two incidents in the past, both were in the past, and just I use past perfect to order the latest one with a past perfect and the newest
so
one.
Can you like what's an example?
Okay.
Because sometimes you have to be careful.
Let's write a sentence. I had been in Istanbul 5 years ago. Then I relocated to Ottawa, and now I am living in Toronto. Something like that.
Yes. So you actually don't need, yeah. So there you could just say, I lived in Istanbul 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I relocated.
I just using, of course, in the sentence, it's a simple sentence. With a then, you can order.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, because you're generally, because, yeah, you would only say, I had been in Istanbul 5 years ago. You wouldn't do that unless you were saying something specific that happened then. Like, I had been walking through the court when suddenly something else happened, right? If you're not establishing that as
yes.
the setting of a sentence.
Yes. It's more.
Yeah, so you actually would rather, you want to write it as like, I lived in Istanbul until, up until 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Then I relocated to Ottawa and blah, blah, and now I'm living in Toronto. Yeah. So that's probably the way we would actually say it up until. So we'd actually still use past tense. Because, you don't, past perfect requires, very specific circumstances. And it's much more used in like prose, like literary, like the kind of thing, like when you're setting a sentence, like there I was, I had been pondering for days what happened. Like when you're telling a story about something in the past, then you use the past perfect to like tell the setting. Mm-hmm. But when you're talking about articles where you're talking about facts, when things happened, you don't use past perfect unless you are talking about something that happened since then until now. That's generally kind of the unofficial rule for past perfect with when we're talking about facts or
okay, so I can start writing in English, maybe a novel.
Yeah, writing, and that's the other thing. Writing English versus speaking English, there are little nuances that are kind of like unofficial rules. Like, oh, when you're writing, like for example, also the passive voice,
I use
and that's considered terrible in writing. We do not, like people in writing do not want the passive voice. As in academics, it's a rule where you should always avoid the passive voice because it feels like you're expanding the sentence. You're trying to make a sentence longer than it needs to be. When in academics, they want concise writing. It's a habit I had too. I used to write a lot in the passive voice because it sounds kind of more formalized, but yeah, it was a habit I had to break.
No, not just to make formalized. I use passive voice for subjects are not actively do the work. So
saying I love acting is not passive voice though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like something has acted strangely for a while, then or no, what was it? Passive voice is a little more weird. Passive voice kind of implies you don't know the subject, and that's part of why it's not really liked unless it's necessary, because it removes the subject from the sentence. So it kind of, it's just not grammatically preferred in writing. In speaking, it doesn't matter as much, but in writing, anyway, looks like we're almost out of time here. Always nice chatting about grammar stuff, even though I'm not very good at talking about it. I wish I was better at it. But hopefully this was helpful for you.
Okay.
And here is my schedule if you want to book another lesson for the near future.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was good seeing you today. And I will once again wish you good luck and good vibes for your interview next week, Kerem.
Hope so. Thank you. Pray for me.
I've got fingers crossed, prayers for you. Hope all goes well. And then in the meantime, have a great weekend. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hope you soon. Bye-bye.